Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are currently working on our militaristic pivot. We are absolutely going to be pivoting into militarism here. We need to convert all of these life forms to the wonders of robotic bodies. That is, of course, what needs to happen here. Now, our shipyard could absolutely be upgraded, and we should do that. That sounds absolutely wonderful. The Aglomia station doesn't really need anything. To be honest, we may want to get rid of it. For now, we're in a federation with these guys, so it all seems good. We are by far the most powerful in this federation, at least economically. Yeah, pathetic and inferior, but they're superior to us in fleet. This isn't at all surprising. We are waiting a fair amount to actually work on our fleets, so that's okay. We do need rare crystals and exotic gases. We need a source of both of those. So out of curiosity, we have the tech to build habitats now, right? Arc furnaces and Dyson swarm arrays, that we might want to start working on. Stellar output, okay, that's a percentage increase, and then it goes to flat. Fascinating. But the Wonder Sphere, that produces amenities. Hang on a moment. Amenities? Interesting. So does that become like a giant world? I'm not sure what's going on with that. Now, an arc furnace. Improves uncovered deposits to size 2. Mining station output. Okay. I don't know how worthwhile that really is. It's kind of mediocre looking, but the Dyson Swarm Array looks really good. I'm guessing that we can choose between the Dyson Sphere and the Wonder Sphere. But that's definitely interesting. So now we know that we do not yet have access to habitats, and that's what we went in there for. So that is reasonably fine for now. Now we've got all these jobs being worked on. That is fine. We have 333 total pops, all post-Carpetanian, and that sounds great. Now I do want to head down and grab our singular minor artifact in the Caesar system. We'll go grab that quick. What do we have going on in here? So the CAR Africa is not doing anything right now. We just moved it to Rimok. We want to build a hyper relay up here eventually, but we also kind of want to build one down here, and it's more likely that we're going to fight this direction, so we should probably actually build it in Hadnock. So let's head down there for now. That'll be fine. Tomb World habitability sounds reasonably good, but what we're really interested in right now, I mean, fortresses would be decent. That would go very quickly as well. Let's do it. That'll be fine. So checking in on our leader here, apparently. This guy is just a scientist, so we would want a science ship effect. So that would end up being like archaeology excavation speed. Okay, sure. That seems fine for now. We're still working on archaeological digs, so that seems absolutely okay for the moment. Now, this tech world needs a job. Okay. So what we probably want to end up putting in here is a research lab. We're a little bit ways away from it in terms of minerals. We need 103 minerals, so 1 month tick.
Research
and
concluded.
Let's get that going right now. Fantastic. Alloy nano plants are now done. Okay, that looks neat. We can go for like civilian fabricators, ceramo metal armor. Probably on that front. That'll be fine. And of course, we also need another society research, because there's fortresses ready to go. And that's not very surprising. So from here, we can go for off-world trading companies. We need off-world trading companies for our trading star fortresses, so that'll be fine. What planet is low stability? Okay, it's Golba Industrial. Noted. So I'm thinking about putting in a city district here to produce some amount of amenities. That will, of course, give us... Why do we have a housing surplus? I guess it would be because of our planetary administration. That's only 5 housing. Hang on, why do we have a housing surplus? Interesting. So plus 5 from buildings, and then plus 12 from districts. Our pops are only taking up 2 housing. So that is kind of a big deal. I didn't realize that our robots were only taking up that amount of housing. We have 19 pops here, only eating up 2 housing. So if we look at, say, the science world, We've got 8 pops here, or rather 11 pops, and that's 1 housing. Fascinating. Okay, so that's really good to know. We're going to have a big housing surplus. But the benefit of building a city district here would be we would get a building slot, and we would get housing, sure, but we would get a clerk job, which would provide trade value and amenities. We definitely do need some amenities. This would help matters in that front. And we'd also be able to build something here, like, for example, I mean, we'd love to build an identity repository. There's a number of things we'd like to build on this world. An identity repository would be one. This does not give us amenities, which I'm kind of sad about. It feels like it maybe should, but it does not. Something like holo theaters would do the trick there, though. So that would produce a lot of amenities. Indeed. Energy grids do not produce any amenities either. So that is reasonably fine for now. The other thing we could think about doing is going into our... Where is it? Society management. No, not under society management. It's in here somewhere. Definitely. Government. Policies and edicts. Okay, so we could go into here and we could check to see if our economic policy is a militarized economy right now. We could do a mixed economy, and honestly, I feel like we're okay on militarized. Our trade policy is on wealth creation. We can't change that to anything else. Okay. Noted. Refugees are actually welcome, but they're going to have to turn into robots. So that's fine. Population controls are currently allowed. Purge is... I wish there was assimilation available here. Unfortunately, we don't seem to have anything in this regard. I was hoping we'd have a trade policy that would allow us to put some of our trade into amenities. That is not an option. The other thing that we could do, of course, is we could simply distribute luxury goods here. Our current amenity production is 16. So if we were to boost that, that puts us at -7. So that's better. We definitely do need some work here, though, and I'm going to buy in a few minerals, and we're going to build that city district regardless. So that'll be fine. We'll get that underway. Okay, archaeological site is pending. Sounds good. We'll continue to work on that. Excellent. And of course, we are working on upgrading quite a number of stations here, but that'll take some time. Another archaeological site is pending. Okay, cool. So I'm just checking through our worlds here and keeping an eye on how things are going. We have a lot more work to do on each of these worlds. No doubt about that. Shield technology has been completed. And what do we want to grab next? Quantum catapults? Probably not. The answer is, I think, auxiliary fire control. That's only 4 months away. So these are going to be all very, very quick. That sounds good. Okay, archaeological site has finished, and we discovered a new archaeological site. A more complete archive. Another Zeroni colony. Okay. Psionic robots, huh? That could be interesting. Well, we need this science ship to now head over to Rebellious and begin excavating that site. So that'll be absolutely fine. No problem there. We're currently down in Hadnock constructing our hyper relay. How are we doing on rare crystals? Well, it's not great. Ceremo metal armor is done. Being able to construct orbital habitats would probably be very good. Metallurgist output's really good too, though. I'm going to go for orbital habitats for now. I feel like we do need additional worlds. Specifically, we need at least one refinery world to be able to get ourselves specifically more rare crystals and exotic gases. And we could also very much... Concluded. Okay, both of these finished simultaneously. Sure. That is auxiliary fire control. Let's grab... what do we want here? Gravitic sensors. That'll be fine. And then we also want to take probably improved production, upkeep from jobs. Okay, that's going to be kind of rough, but yep, we're going to go for resources from jobs. Fantastic. Okay, so as I was saying, we are going to need at least one habitat for rare resources. More habitats will always be good.
Construction project concluded.
But that is definitely something that we want. Borders closed. Okay, that's fine. This guy is going to come out over to, say, Zeldra. The question is, when are we going to be able to do another flash-forged hyper relay? 400 days. Okay. I want to think about potentially buying in 100 rare crystals here. Let's sell off some food to get that done. We're going to have potentially a bit of an influence issue, but I'm not expecting that to be a major issue going forward. So we're going to head over to Zeldra, and we're going to build a hyper relay there. There's going to need to be a number of hyper relays out in this area. That's going to take some time. That's okay. We can also put out a construction ship here again, but I'm not going to bother with that. I don't think that's that big of a deal. So, we have some open building slots on this tech world. I'm not too concerned about this right now. Same with this fortress world, I'm not too concerned about it. This tech world, on the other hand, is going to require a city district. We'll get that going. Although that pop did just migrate, so that's okay. We're going to need that anyway, eventually. Cool. So yeah, we're negative on exotic gases, which is exactly what we expect. Archaeological site is continuing. Hunting lodge? Okay. Sounds good.
Construction project concluded.
Okay, so we just finished up a bunch of these stations. I want to build additional gun batteries here for now. I would also like to put in a communications jammer in each of these areas. So gun batteries and communications jammer. And then up over in Leloria, same thing. Gun batteries and communications jammer. Sounds good. Gravitic sensors have finished. What else do we want to go for here? Probably something along the lines of improved reactor booster. That's going to be very quick. So we'll get going on that. Sounds good for now.
Unshielded life signs detected in deep space.
I'm not sure what they mean by that. We just finished up our relay here. I don't think it's related, but whatever. So we would come down over to Milistamu, and we, of course, require additional rare crystals. The question is, how much are they now? The answer is about 1,600 energy credits. They're still going down, approaching their equilibrium. What is the equilibrium? 15? Maybe. That price is definitely declining. I think we just wait at this point until this price is within our price range, which is going to be next month's tick. So that sounds reasonably good for now. We're going to buy these rare crystals and get going on another one of these hyper relays, because those are going to be fairly important to have done. After all, we need to be able to move around our empire, right? The next one should be a flash forge, I believe. So that's okay. We can wait on that, though. We want to get the cooldown going as soon as possible. A couple of days on that. Noted. Okay. I'm currently leaning towards going for barrier point defense here. That'll be a relatively quick survey, or rather research. Yes, continue to work on... Oh, we have multiple? No, we don't. That just didn't go away. Okay, never mind. This is a different one. So we get some society research. That sounds good. Any more buildings that we need? Yes. This tech world requires a new building. So we've already got an identity repository and astral siphon on here. This is a planetary administration. I'm going to put in a city district here because that's what we're ultimately going to be needing. So that sounds good for now. Excellent. And we want to flash forge this as soon as we can. So there we go. So we've prepared the site for our construction ship to do this. This doesn't go on cooldown until we start it. Okay. Wait a second. It just flash forged here. Did we get a refund? We did not. No, we did. Because we're building the hyper relay here. So it immediately took the resources. Unfortunate that this ended up being the one to do that, because it was 60% done. So that's noted. We're going to have to do it differently in the future. Okay, so Sirius Industrial is currently low on stability. We'll get some trade hubs going here and an off-world trading company. That'll be fine. What else would we want in here? Well, to be honest, not a whole lot. Just something like a resource silo would be good enough. We can't actually build it here, though, and I'm not sure why. Why is this grayed out? Interesting. Well, we can come back to that. We can grab Supremacy here, getting us Fleet Command Limit. That'll be fine. There we go. And we're continuing to work on our hyper relays.
Research concluded.
So this should be on cooldown right now, right? Correct. That looks good. So resources from jobs plus 10%. Excellent. However, that will increase our use of exotic gases, I believe. So that's reasonably fine. Empire size from pops minus 10%. This will put us down the psionics path. How long would that take to research? 18 months? How much of our empire size is from pops? The majority. So this would save us about 35 empire size. Yeah, do it. That seems good. So we've got a couple of worlds here that definitely need some work. Sirius Industrial needs an upgrade of its planetary capital more than anything. I would also like to get in some additional minerals here. Let's sell off some zero in order to fund that. There we go. And this generator world, we're going to put in a generator district. Amenities are potentially an issue, but for now, this is fine. This is a hybrid generator and mining world. Let's put in a mining district here. Okay, that looks good for now. And then this world here is a factory world, which is fine. We're going to put in an industrial district there. Okay, so that seems good for the moment. Lavis refugees have arrived. They are welcome here. Absolutely. So we've got research speed. You're ahead of research. So that's probably very, very good. Yes. So that sounds good. I want to check in on our pops then, or rather our species. So we've just got this one Lavis here. Okay. Well, you're going to be assimilated. That's the deal. You can come here. You're completely free to come and live in Carpetania. But you are going to be assimilated into a robot body. That's just the way it is. These guys are upset at us again. Why do they keep humiliating us? They're all the way over here. Like, they're way over this way. Why are they humiliating us over and over and over? Okay. We'll accept it, though. Sure. An archaeological site?
Construction
Yep,
project concluded.
Okay, fantastic. So where is that new archaeological dig? That is over here in Zakati? Sure, that seems fine. Cool. So I want to check in on our science ships here. Yep, we finished up in Robalius. So now we're going to head down to Zakati. That'll be fine. We finished up something in Nahal, I think. No, we did not. Okay, that's fine. Cool. So for now, this is looking absolutely okay. We are still working on building up our tall here, our tall constructions, but we're making very solid progress on it. Archaeology skill? That sounds good. Absolutely, that sounds good. We're still at -0 on exotic gases, so that's not too bad. I like it. These hyper relays are going to be done eventually. Archaeological site is pending. And once we get... Okay, yeah, we're actually fine on our fronts here. This is all looking good.
Concluded.
Planetary capital here is going to be a thing. Yep. Barrier point defense, and let's grab experimental subspace navigation. That's going to be, I think, leading us into jump drives eventually. And we're going to want jump drives, for sure. So that looks fine for now. Toxicity risk. Okay, keep digging. Beautiful. So Earth needs a job at this point, and I still want to put in another city district. In fact, I'm going to put in 2. This is going to max out our districts here, but it's also going to give us all of our potential building slots, and that will be very important. This tech world requires a job here. We have a planetary administration. I would love to put in a research institute here. We can't do that. Why is that not in the list here? It wasn't in the list on Earth either. Are research institutes empire-wide now? They are empire-wide now. Oh. Okay, that's an empire-wide modifier. This used to be planet-wide. That makes sense. Okay, so that's pretty good for us, actually. That frees up a fair number of building slots. I like it. We're going to put a research lab in here. Cool. So now that we know that, that's kind of a big deal. In fact, that's rather a big deal. We do need to get our trade hubs over on this side, and I want to put in an off-world trading company as well, and over here is going to definitely be a resource silo. I'm still not sure why we can't build the resource silo here. It feels kind of strange. But, okay, we'll wait until these are built, and we'll see what our options are. So we just finished up another archaeological dig, and ooh. I don't care that much about the army collateral damage and damage necessarily, although 50% is a huge, huge bonus. And invading worlds is kind of the most annoying part of big Stellaris wars at this point, with the AI just constantly spamming around a bunch of fortresses. Like, if we were to look at one of the worlds up over here, right? So, say we look at this world. This is not a good world to look at. Say we look at another world. That world is barely developed. Let's look at their capital. So if we were to look at their where is it? Over here. If we were to look at their capital, we can see maybe they changed it. This is a research world very heavily. There's no fortresses on this world. But then again, maybe it's because of various reasons. Can we see down over here? No, we can't. We don't have the intel. Okay. So here's the thing. 24 science is not that much science when we compare that to 50% army damage. Even if we assume that it's no longer the AI meta to spam fortresses around, which is not a good assumption, even if we assume that, this is still very good.
Situation log.
And that's what we're going to take. Beautiful. We're just quietly building up into a ridiculously powerful military body, and no one knows it yet in the galaxy. That's the thing to be cognizant of. So that is excellent. We're just quietly and secretly doing it. Now, this science ship can come down and excavate this site. We can also investigate this astral rift. I want to do that first. The CAR Atlantic should head over to, like, Procyon, but we are lacking a few rare crystals, which is not surprising at all. A lack of rare crystals is endemic to our current empire, and it just is what it is. We're going to build a hyper relay over in Procyon. We need to build this way down to Gindor Black Hole, but we also need to head up this direction. And we may want to head out over here too, but I don't think this is all that big of a deal. Okay, so the Africa is going to head down over this way. The question is, how far away are we from being able to build another one? We could build, or rather buy in 50 additional rare crystals, and that looks fine for now. Let's just hop down over here. Cool, so we'll get those underway. How long until we can flash forge our hyper relay? It's going to be a while. We should probably gain a physics insight here so that we don't overcap our astral threads, but I want to make sure we have enough astral threads for this by the time we get there. We will. We almost certainly will have enough. So that sounds good. We can also do more astral splitting and more astral siphoning. Both of those would be good. We've already done the astral calibration, so for now, that is what it is. So we're tethered to an astral rift here. Let's get that going. Looks good. Let's check in on buildings. We need one on Radnitz Science. So this could definitely be... We could definitely put in a research lab here. Gas extraction wells as well. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'd really like to do that. That is what we want to do on mining worlds, ideally. So things like this, but we just have a lack of building slots here. That will eventually change as we upgrade these planetary capitals. But that is going to be a bit of an issue. No doubt about it. So this tech world here, I do want to put in, for the time being, a research lab. Now, this is a science world here. We vote for yes on everything. This is a bad thing to vote yes on, but we vote for yes on everything. Fantastic. We shouldn't vote for that, for the record. We are not the president, and yeah, it's not going to be great. It failed. Good. We're glad about that. But we do vote yes on everything. Now, we're only at 21 minerals right now. That is exciting, for sure. I'm going to buy in 500 here so that we can get this research lab going immediately. That will be absolutely fine. We should probably look into amenity usage reduction for our next civics. So if we go into society management here, we're going to max out supremacy very soon, and this one we should probably target something that would reduce amenity usage. So we do have this archaeological site proceeding here. We got 100 volatile motes out of it. That's fine. Did that end? Actually, it ended. Okay, that is absolutely wonderful. So this construction ship can definitely grab this minor artifact, but it's not the end of the world right now. Do we have another archaeological dig for this to go to? I mean, Radnitz, but we don't want to do that yet. So I think what we want to do instead is we want to go to a tech world here and just say, come over here and assist research on... Can we no longer assist research? I think assist research is no longer a thing. Interesting. In which case we simply want to disband the science ship. Okay. Or maybe we're lacking the tech. I wouldn't think so.
Research concluded.
But it's a possibility. Empire size reduction from pops. Okay, pop growth speed. Does this count for assemblies? That's something I want to know. So pop growth speed here. A new life plus 10%. No, surely it doesn't. Surely it doesn't count. Well, for now, let's grab battleships. Yeah, okay, that's wonderful. I don't think pop growth speed is useful for us. So there is that. Available envoys and empire size effect would be nice, so we can definitely get that done. That seems okay. And experimental subspace navigation is about to finish up, but it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to continue to build up here. We're making very solid progress here. We're up to 358 pops. Our worlds are developing very nicely, and our technology is almost to the point where we want to start really building up our military. We'll get there soon. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Atala, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.